Hello, Math 151. Find all points x, y on the graph of x to the 2/3 plus y to the 2/3 equals 8, where lines tangent to the graph at xy have slope -1. So in other words, I want to take the derivative and set it equal to -1. Let me go ahead and go to the next page, starting with x to the 2/3 plus y to the 2/3 equals 8. Derivative of x to the 2/3 is 2/3 x to -1/3 plus 2/3 y to the -1/3. And then I have a dy dx, or I can say just y prime equal 0. So rearranging to solve for y prime, I get 2/3 y to the -1/3 y prime equals minus 2/3 x to the -1/3. So at this point, I can multiply both sides of this equation by 3/2 and go ahead and drop the 2/3 in here and the 2/3 in here. And if I divide both sides of this equation by the coefficient of y prime, I get y prime equals minus from here, x to the -1/3 divided by y to the -1/3. And that equals minus y to the -1/3. I'm going to put it in the numerator as y to the 1/3, and x to the -1/3. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the denominator, x to the positive 1/3 in the denominator. So that is my y prime. And so now I'm going to go ahead and set that equal to -1. So here I have minus y to the 1/3 over x to the 1/3 equal -1. Multiplying both sides of this equation by -1, I can go ahead and drop the negative on both sides and then multiply by LCD. I get y to the 1/3 equals x to the 1/3. And that tells me that if y to the 1/3 equals x to the 1/3, then x must equal y. And now I'm going to use that and go back, substitute that into the original problem. So substitute this into original problem. Going to the next page. Remember that originally we had x to the 2/3 plus y to the 2/3 equals 8. And since x equals to y, I can rewrite this as x to the 2/3 plus another x to the 2/3 equals 8. And that means that I have 2 times x to the 2/3 equals 8. And dividing both sides by 2 or multiplying by 1/2, I have x to the 2/3 equals 4. Now I want to solve for x, Let me go to the next page and say x to the 2/3 equals 4. Now, here you might be tempted to say that, okay, I'm going to go ahead and take both sides to the power of 3/2. You might, so which you can say 3/2. So now you're going to say that this x equals, okay, 4 times square root of 4. And so x equals to 4 times 2, 8. If you do that, you're giving part of the answer away. remember that x to the 2/3 is in fact cube root of x squared. So you do have x squared in here, so you do need your plus and minus. So instead of doing this, to say that x to the 2/3 uh, equals 4. So go ahead and raise both sides to the power of 3. So now we have x squared equals 4 cubed, which is 64. Now you have x equals plus and minus 8. So this time we didn't give part of the answer away. X equals plus and minus 8. So when x equals 8, if you plug it in, into the original problem, uh, you have y equals 8. So this follows that 8 comma 8 has slope of -1. And when x equals -8, y equals -8. So this follows that -8 comma -8, the point negative coordinate point -8 comma -8 also has slope of -1. I hope you enjoyed this example. Thank you.